Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. I bring you a message, but I am sorry that the message comes via another human being's death at the hands of government officials, shall we say. I struggle to even know from which perspective or angle to approach the discussion. So I came up with a set of words: submissive, subversive, submissive, subversive, and self-serving. Submissive, self-serving, and subversive. Subversive to the black population. Submissive to white supremacy. Self-serving, well, that one's pretty much self-explanatory. They seem to have each taught each other that they are items unto themselves. In fact, I know this. Only worry about yourself. They tell each other this. They actually tell each other this. They look at shit wrong and then they tell themselves it's not their business. There's nothing we can do, or things of that nature. And then they go forth and they believe it. Some behaviors are disgusting. I wish they had a office of revocation of Negro affairs. Revoke their black card or something. The subservience is disgusting, and the self-serving is disgusting. Some of these guys, as a matter of routine, and in terms of the population, have been at this for more than 100 years. 100 years. So long that they started breeding each other. Are they bred? I never thought of it that way. I was sitting on the porch and I said to myself, are they breeding them? This conditioning process, this indoctrination process. And see, they would get upset with me because I think big. I'm not going to think in terms of the individual. I'm going to look at the whole picture. And what did I come up with? The HBCUs are a problem. They are the source of a lot of it. But we're going to skip past that today. I'm just giving you an example of how I think. There is a pipeline. Something happens there. Okay? And then, anyway, I'm not here to describe their sociological pathology. Not at all. But there's a limit, at least for me. And again, when you become subversives to the black population or foundational black Americans, then you are subversives. They can easily be termed subversives to the black population or foundational black Americans, and they're black at the same time. And again, it's unfortunate. And in fact, it's kind of angering that this is discussed in the manner and by way of another human being's death. Violently. Anyway, I was watching a video. Goodness gracious, man. The only word I can think of is disgusting. They have to be blind to their own actions. That which dwells within them has to be laughing their asses off. But I began to understand how white supremacy has pulled it off. In the face of black death after black death after black death after black death, controversially, Not one black politician has said one word. Not one word. It's like they're not there. Okay, cool. This is your political decision and what you have sworn to do upon your oaths to each other and your respective gods, which are deader than fuck. They no longer serve you, but you maintain slogans and oaths. Okay, fine. But now you have become subversive, dangerous, dangerous. Want an example? Sure you do. Who's killing us? Who is killing us? Then, by, let's just say by common cause, you should be nowhere around the ones who are killing us. Yet there you are. As a politician, who have never done anything for his own. Now he does everything for everyone else. What is that? Some kind of, I mean, of they had to perceive it as some type of thankless behavior. There will be no entry into heaven, sir, for that type of behavior. You know, God gave each to his other. God said each must produce unto each other. You get what I'm saying? Each produces unto each other, unto each other. I shouldn't have to explain that, and I'm not. You know, the good professor once said, never trust these old Negroes. You can't. They're not what you think. You you do know why they're alive, right? You do understand why white supremacy hasn't tried to kill them, right? And you do understand why every real leader has been murdered, gunned down, and I've been shot at, well, attempted assassinated 6 times, but I'm pretty sure twice was effective. I just came back. But anyway, imagine this. It, disgusting. And here's the self-serving part of it. I would do, if I had to do so, I would do so in the most quiet and undertoned manner that I could muster. No, I want you to see me doing it. I want you to know that I am a member of the Armed Services Committee. I need you to know that. And with further introduction, I need you to know that I'm also a member. Good damn it, Jim, self-serving. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. My friend, we're watching. We've been watching you 30 years or so. I mean, but you can't asperse him personally. This is why I asked. I'm starting, no, this is not a open-ended question here. I think I can honestly say that at this point, they're breeding each other. They're breeding each other. They're teaching their children that they're not black anymore, at least not in the vein of understanding of being black as to the black experiences. And they now represent the new black experience with their mortgages and their oaths and their understandings and their niches in white supremacy. They live inside the political cracks. That's what a niche is, a political crack. That's where they live. But goodness gracious, this self-serving. Okay, dude, you do know why I revert back to the previous statement. You do know why you're alive, because you are a absolute threat to absolutely nobody. Not only are you not a threat or effective on the behalf of your own people, you're so subservient that you will literally support what kills and harms your own people. Disgusting. Do we have an FBI? I mean, a FBA Office of Revocation of their Negro card? We need to. We gonna have to start some kind of certification process around here because these Negroes are certified. They are certified a century strong. They've birthed one generation, two, five, four of five generations of themselves, the subservient to white supremacy, the followers, not the leaders. And guess what? Everyone else loves them. And I've been meaning to ask anyone else, are you guys just calling these Negroes? Do you, I mean, do you look in the room and look around you and see it's nothing but us and that guy? He's the supremacist and we the supremacists. So do y'all just have a black politician in your cell phones? Maybe in your Rolodex? We need some, I mean, we need at least a drop of black. Get that Negro on the phone, find one available. I mean, it doesn't work like that because it really looks like that. Or are they looking for your microphones, looking for your cameras? I mean, listen, this is what you're dealing with. If someone has said out loud, screw your people, and what screw those people, which are your people, and what they think, would you go to that person's barbecue? Don't answer that because some of y'all would. Some of you would. Yes, you would. Don't answer that. But you shouldn't go to that person's barbecue. Okay? And yes, some of you would, particularly if somebody eyeballs you sexually the right way. And that's another thing. You have to understand something. They have something on each other, and white supremacy have the dips and digs on all of them. Ain't none of them clean. That's why they're there. There is no other way of being there. Period. Period. They all have things and have done things, and the others know. They know, but they don't want you to know. That is the glue that binds. That's the glue right there. They look at themselves from such a position of arrogance that nobody can ever know I did that because it's going to somehow shame my one drop of water in an ocean as one drop of water in the ocean. It's going to corrupt me. It's going to stain me. And this happens to be the going thing these days. It's going to stain the institution. It's going to stain those other people. Well, perhaps those people and institutions, maybe they should do the right thing. And then it or you won't be stained. In fact, the institution itself would not be stained if but for you. The foxes have worked themselves into the hen house. Into the hen house. But let's stay focused. I don't know why these guys don't think they are an embarrassment. When I say the guys, they're women too. They're sisters. They're understanders. Okay? Them too. I mean, and that's not a problem. This is not a problem, folks. Listen, I'm only saying this because I want them to understand how we look at them as subversives. See, it's okay to not help your people. That is a choice. That is a free, open decision. But it is another thing to start to operate against your people and to nurture, support those who would harm or have harmed your people. At that point, I would believe it will become an executable offense. An executable offense. And there should be one way out. And they have been given this way out for the better part of 3 years. Announce yourselves and say, this is who we are and this is what we represent. And it's a damn shame though. But even back in the 80s, I'm seeing a Final Call magazine front cover in my head, and it showed a picture of black folk, FBAs, and you know what the in block letters it said, the black middle class is the worst enemy of the black masses. This is like in 1985 or 86. They were already on it. The black middle class had become a issue for the black masses. I'm sure that if you type in Final Call, you can find it in their archive. I'm sure of it. Oh, now here's what has occurred. You have to understand. Once you remove the predator, I don't like that word. There's a balance in things. A balance. The balance has been upset. It has been upset. But back to what I was saying, once you have chosen to openly act in a subversive manner, meaning condition, support, feed, or anything else to those who have or will harm your people, then you're no longer that people. You can make your choice after that. You can make your choice after that. But I'm interested in the question I asked. Do you keep these Negroes in y'all Rolodex or your cell phones? Are they in some kind of a political, I mean, are they categorized in a political phone book as the go-to guys? Because it seems most of, most police departments have them too. I'm just curious. Y'all didn't notice? I was, man, listen here. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. They already know. I mean, and they live this life openly. Goodness gracious, I would cut my own throat. Nah, that's too slow and sloppy. I just blow my brains out. That goodness gracious. Again, though, this is by choice, and that's okay. But the moment you cross the line and you start to work in a subversive manner, look it up. If you start to work in a subversive manner against your own, then that's just what it is. You are dangerous to us as the black masses. Dangerous. We don't care about the color of your skin. You may as well be lily white. You are dangerous. And like I said, I'm starting to think, and well, I know I was right about the pipeline, but it's worse than the pipeline. I think that you're giving birth and breeding each other and indoctrinating each other into this type of anti-self, self-hating behavior, which takes about 6 years off your already shortened life, even with the best medical care. And then you help each other. You help each other. I know you help each other, and you refuse to help anyone else outside of the clique. And that clique, and that clique, and that clique, and that clique, and that clickety 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 click, replete with slogans and oaths and false gods. So I ask you, I asked this 3 years ago. What will it be? Shall we fight this one out? If you want to be the new black, you can be the new black. You can fight for the you guys can jockey for a freaking position. Because it's wide open out there. It's wide open. I what's the word I'm looking for? I read. God dang it, dang it, dang it. Brain. And anyway, you know, damn it, what's that word? I gotta say 5 words instead of one. Damn it. Damn it, brain. He put me in a bad position. But what I'm saying is, you have already become your own race. You're already there. Ask the white, I'm sorry, Mr. White Supremacist, but ask him. He would never tolerate anyone black who actually speak for black. Anyone, be it you or some woman, I meant to say, or your daughters, ever, ever. And you have said, okay, that's fine, as long as I can fill my own belly, as long as I can become the European definition of successful, meaning mortgages, opportunities with mortgages. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. Have you become islands amongst yourself? Do you think that you are an island unto yourself? And pretty much you are islands unto yourselves. Unto yourselves. I mean, if you only were honest about what you're hearing right now. I mean, if you just be honest, man, what else is there left to do? I mean, I mean, 3 years because your subversive nature had already been detected. And in those 3 years, black person after black person after black person, my people, your people, have been murdered at the hands of pretty much everybody else, controversially, and not one peep out of you. And then someone else is killed, and this, I'm not taking anything, man. Listen, oh, let's be silent a minute. Let's give the proper respect here. But to then see someone other than us lose their lives, and these same handful of black politicians and lawyers show up like Johnny on the spot. Okay, that's your career path, maybe. That's your lifestyle. Maybe that's the niche. That's the niche. And I don't believe anyone has ever called you anything beyond what it is. No one's ever said, you know, you should stop doing what. No one has ever said you should stop doing it. No one, yeah, they came up with names like bootlicks and house Negro and things of that nature, but largely you've gone unscathed. Know why you've gone unscathed? Because at that moment you had become subversive. Now you are subversive. You are subversive. You are, and then to, oh, man, listen, dude, listen, to openly say we will protect in America, we will protect another group of people, not your own. Actually, the statement should never be made. It should never be made here. This is America, but we're not talking about an American politician here. We are talking about a politician who has sold his soul, his melanin, sold his political chair. It may as well be occupied by another race, and it would have the same effect, which leads me to my next question, gentlemen. Why are you there? And you, why are they there? Why do you keep voting for what openly harms you now? Openly. I mean, openly. What did we witness? We just seen, man, listen, we just witnessed a black attorney, although it was a rigged ass trial and all that bullshit there. Appeals are in order and taking place. But I mean, get some, I mean, man, listen here, openly. And then he seems to understand that, well, I'm just a lawyer. I'm not a black lawyer. I mean, that's my job. And then you follow him home, and what do you see? Of course it's your job. Of course it's your job. But what you're not saying is that you are operating in different capacities. And in all of them, it is your job. You're operating in the capacity of a husband, a father, And that of an attorney, you have personal views, personal understandings. That's just how things are. But don't be upset because other people point them out. Don't think of yourself as flawed. Think of yourself as making a choice. The problem is you won't claim, you refuse to claim the open choice, but you still act in the manner of already have chosen it to the tune of 5 generations. 5 generations of men and 5 generations of women. Okay? And like I said, we there's nothing we can do about water underneath the bridge, and neither can we change your subversive nature, because the truth of the matter is, if you change your character or your personality or your behavior or how you operate in the white community vis-a-vis the black community, then you would have no value. You would have absolutely no value to white supremacy, and you may end up losing everything. I asked the question, do you have them in your Rolodex and cell phones? Don't just blink at me. I want to know. I mean, what is the process here? Do you just call them up? Hey, man, we're having an issue. It's kind of racial and it looks kind of bad up in here, and the cameras are coming and stuff. I think the news people are coming. Can you just come ask them? I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know how we roll. I'll catch you next time. Thanks. Oh, shit. I mean, are they paid sponsors? I mean, are they sponsored? Or are you sponsoring them? I mean, something just doesn't smell right about the situation. I mean, are they getting the memo of we need at least one Negro? So spread this out amongst the caucuses. We need at least one Negro because the cameras and the microphones coming, and it's gonna look like what it really is without. Listen, you do understand. Please, Mr. White Supremacy and everybody else who would not understand that. The rest of us understand, and white supremacy by now understand, at least since 2012, that we two different sets of Negroes. White supremacy told me out loud. They were upset with me. They sent me a message when they found out just how proficient I was in law and astute I was in staying alive. Whew. But they said to me, we have our own blacks. Do you hear me? Can you imagine that statement out of the mouth of a white man? We have our own blacks. And I'm like, well, I'm black. But I hadn't come to the understanding of the full measure and weight of the statement he had made. And sure enough, once I understood, yeah, he said it right. We have our own blacks that operate against blacks like you. Uppity blacks. Blacks who would lead their own, fight for their own, love their own, in opposition to what we stand for here in the South. The South. By the way, South, are you guys trying to rise again? Is the Confederacy trying to rise again here? Huh? I mean, are you trying to rise again? Because we may have to stamp you out early. Are you trying to rise again? This again, people. This is why you kill everything the first time. And they were giving warning after warning, even after the Confederate War. I'm gonna be back on what I'm saying and finish dispersing the obvious. I mean, and you do understand that they are connected. Every last black politician, black mayor, black council member, there is a common thread. A common thread, which ain't my business again. I don't care. I don't care. Do what you do. That's your body, your spirit, your soul. I'll see your ass on Judgment Day. I'm going to be there to say, I told you so. Or that worst and worst and worstest, I didn't tell him shit. Whatever he say that I said to him, Lord, you know because I could not have said anything without your permission. You know what you put in my heart and my mouth and my spirit. I would not have ever said such a thing. Now I shall not bear further witness. May I go sit down away from me and away from my father, you filthy dog. Away from us. Calm down, son. Let me at him. Let me at him. He lied on me. He said I told him a lie, and that's why he being judged, and that's why I'm sick of this shit, Dad. I'm sick of it. Now, I'm gonna go sit down, but I need to be quiet and just face the music here. They knew the truth, and they most certainly know the truth now. And yet there they are, coming all the way from Washington. All the way from Washington. How many of us have been killed controversially in the last, say, year? All of them were within easy reach of them. No, they act like it's not happening. Listen, people, my brothers and my sisters who love me and I love you. Rule number one, black people are not monolithic in nature. We are fractured. We are fractured by nationality and we're fractured by race. You think we're all Negro, and we are, but still there is a race factor involved when it comes to nationality. Nationality and race lead to cultural understandings and cultural differences and things of that nature. At any rate, you also have developed a middle class that's largely a fiction. That's why the vast majority, for at least the last 50 years, the middle class has worked in some form of government because they had to create it. They had to create the black middle class. The black middle class was created by white supremacists to act as a buffer between those who have and those who don't. And the police. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So you have to discount in some way, weirded out way, and the whole situation. I mean, I just watched a cop from Mississippi. I mean, these are just walking, talking oxymorons in some situations. I mean, you have to just laugh, man. What's wrong with these people? They're angry, and they're very angry. They are as angry as their masters. They've dug their heels in. I say dig to me and deeper. If you keep digging, you'll wind up with some fire. Shit, keep digging. Dig your heels in deeper. But that's not the point. That's not the point. They have become subversive at this point. Subversive and dangerous. If you're gonna, offer material support, emotional support, monetary support, and political support to those who have harmed me, I don't know what you want me to do. What you want me to say? I shouldn't take action against you? Of course I should. The problem is you don't see yourselves at war. I think that you are still thinking of this as the ebb and flow of society, the ebb and flow of the evolution of a society, and that you still occupy the same space. And quite honestly, you do. The difference is I'm in the space with you now. See? And you're still operating in the same manner as if I'm not there. And if I can be in the same space with you, then I can affect you. So this is, again, I haven't called anyone's name, but please, you are disgusting. Will you just, man, please, y'all, do us both a favor. Just say we don't represent the black population. Damn, please say it. And I mean, this is such an offer. Help me help you. Make the black population understand, and white supremacy understand that you don't represent us and that there are two distinct, non-monolithic, really more than that, but for the purposes of FBA, there are two distinct, non-monolithic groups of people. You can't even call them a group. You have to call them separate populations. This why I said summer before last, they must be they must be counted separately than other FBA. They are their own culture, their own way of life, uh, their own political understandings. That is separation. It doesn't reflect the masses. They are the minority within the minority. Let's just look at things like they are. And I don't speak of all of them, because I think I bumped into some stay down Negroes that was middle class. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, but that's rare. There's a trade off, and the trade off is silence, political silence. And not only that, it gives the rest of society, but more specifically, white supremacy, cover. Because if they're able to say, look, we're not racist. See, there's a black guy right there. He's a senator. And I'm there to say, no, it's not. Walk with me. You'll have to hold your hand. Walk with me, Mr. Walker. Grab us both a drink. Your finest. Walk with me. Let us discuss black culture so you'll have a new understanding. I think they're finally getting it now, though. In fact, I'm sure that they're finally getting it now. So it's become ineffective, politically ineffective. It serves no real purpose anymore, which makes it self-service on the part of all involved. I mean, it's self-servicing of everyone involved, okay? At least on the political level, with some of them on a monetary level. And my question is, do you have these guys in your Rolodexes, or do they have a special dispatch code? I mean, man, it is curious. It is curious, but don't be upset, because I'm not upset at all. I just bring you the dichotomy and the way things are. And I'm hoping that you've seen it, understanding how we are viewing it, because it is the reality of things. We are not the same. We're not going to the same places. We haven't lived the same lives, and we're not going to the same end. We don't have the same understandings of life. We don't even, in most cases, share the same God. Let's just be clear. So, Mr. White Supremacists and other OTBs other than blacks, please understand. I'm so sorry that you have to bear witness to a family fight, but it's going to get ugly. Try not to have an opinion. Try not to have an opinion. It's going to get ugly. What would you do if, say, 30% of you keep trying to get you killed? keep, three, 3 out of 10 of you keep trying to get the other 7 killed or harmed in some kind of way, and refuse to act. Man, listen, y'all got real issues, man, on a sociological level. They refuse to acknowledge the obvious because it benefits them to not ever acknowledge it. Yet they can't, and I say can't, man. These guys love microphones. Goodness gracious, man, you make me. Anyway, they seem to not be able to get away from a microphone, and they keep putting themselves there in obvious subversive situations. I mean, openly saying, I'm going to secure those who keep killing our black ass. Even if they're not supposed to be here. Dude, what you want me to do? Not shoot at you? We're not even talking about them. No, this has never been vis-a-vis this discussion about them. They could have been anybody, and in any country at any time. No, this is about our business, hours. Okay? And I just asked the question. I just asked the question. When are we going to arrive at certain conclusions? All it takes is acknowledgement. All it takes is acknowledgement. We're already there. And you're going to operate in that space of non-acknowledgement, acknowledgement, and we already there, and we already understand, and we already know. Are you going to remain in that niche and that fucking crack, that crack in the rock? Are you going to remain there? Damn. Well, I can tell you now, since our arrival, you've lost half your value. Half your value. No one can manage these people. No one can manage them. That's done. That's done. Will they choose to fear God or you or them? So that part is done. What left is you. What's left of the masses is really you who didn't make it. Who didn't make it. But they could, they would happily trade places with you. That's what's left. That's what's left. So we're gonna wrap this one up. I just find the whole charade disgusting. Now, if it was in somebody else's skin, I would find it entertaining. But this is disgusting because it's so in your face. Whose face? I don't know. I mean, man, I know I would feel used if every time, for example, we have a white situation involving a black victim, possibly, and a white perpetrator, possibly. Do you have anyone black? Straight to the point. Do you have anyone black you can send? Yes, yes, we need someone black. Specifically black? Yes, black, black. God damn it, quick, black. Black officer alert. Black officer alert. Black black politician alert. Okay? We need quickly hop an airplane, go home, wash your ass, put on a nice suit, and head to Texas. That's crazy and embarrassing and shameful and shameless, depending on perspective. But even that is neither here or there. Here's what's important about everything I said. We must separate. We've already done it. You crossed the line from never helping your own into now openly harming them, being subversive to their very existence. And now you made yourselves the enemy. The enemy. This is all you. All you. God didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. You had everything to do with it. Everything to do with it. And you shown determination that I guess that you are an American at this point. I don't know. That was that last statement. Strike it. Strike the last statement. They're not American. Strike. Strike the last statement. They're not American, and they most certainly are not foundational Black American. We don't know what they are, but we do know they are subversives. And what happens to all subversives in the end? Once again, I can give you a historical walk from the 1900s all the way up to 2020. And it's going to happen after these wars. All of the people there who were hoping that the Americans win and the Yankees win, they're all going to die at the hands of their neighbors and the hands of the government. They're all going to die. They always die. And my question becomes, once again, how will you upset the apple cart? You think that your knowledge of anything is more vaster than my own? Do you really believe that? What what is the plan here? How you how will you avert the same end that has befallen people who have come before you with the same behavior. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.